Hi YouTube friends, this is Josie G, and I just wanted to show you some things that I made for Fashion Friday. I'm here tonight with Mei Ling and Josefina, and they're joined by the Cat in the Hat and Thing 1 and Thing 2. I bet you know what this is about. Well, earlier I went to Target and they had gotten some new Dr. Suess things in. This was part of the bag. You can see the handle. And this was the little bag that I purchased for $1. And as you can tell, it doesn't have the other part to it. I cut that out because this is what I used for Josefina's dress. And I'll show you that right now. Let me move Thing 1 out of the way. And it was so easy. I just basically cut the strap in half of the bag, cut one half of the bag off, and then the bottom, and I just glued it together. You can stitch this as well. It would be just as easy to take the bottom off the bag and then restitch it onto the side of the bag. And I thought I was going to, there was writing on the bag, on the bottom of it. So I wanted to cover that, and I took this piece of ribbon, and it's wired ribbon, so that was easy to work with. But I glued that on as well, right here. And that's how I made it. It was very simple. There was some pieces sticking up on the top and the bottom, and I cut those down. And then you can tell it's like a plastic or vinyl type of bag. And then to hide this wasn't too bad, but to hide the other one, I just put a couple of ribbons together and glued them on as well. And then there's her hair bow. I did not make that. I purchased it, but it looks pretty vibrant. And she's got her red boots on. What I also made were these little like half gloves. They're fingerless, and those were left over from a pair of socks that I had purchased for $1 as well. And Mei Ling has the other parts of these socks on. There was enough to make 3 pieces to these socks, some for the mini dolls as well. Let's see, oh here. I made these little pieces for the mini dolls too, for leggings, for them too. They could go either way, like that, if they needed to. So there was enough for three dolls basically. So I thought Josefina turned out really cute, really super adorable, and Thing 2 thinks so as well with his little book. Okay, so now moving on to Mei Ling. What I did is, this was a full-sized hat. It was for a child, and it's got some fuzziness on it, sorry. It was $3, and what I did is I cut it where the natural cut line was on the hat, and then all the way up and over the hat, and then down the other side to make 2 hats out of it. And I glued it all. You could easily have stitched it. I would suggest hand stitching it though, because you really don't want to take a lot of seam allowance in on this, because you want it to be, and also you want to leave a little bit of opening at the bottom. As you see, I did not on this one, and on the one Mei Ling is wearing, I didn't close it all the way. And there was a reason. I had a feeling that the doll's head would not fit into this little opening once I made 2 hats. So this is an extra hat for one of the boys probably. And this is what I did with Mei Ling. Let me bring her over here. And Thing 1 and the cat really like her. But, well, her hat kind of fell off. So let me show you her hat. I did the same thing, but what I did to kind of cover that opening is I took a piece of ribbon and put it along the side so you can't really see that the foam, because this is a foam hat. Actually, it's covered, but it's a foam hat. So to cover the foam, I put a piece of ribbon along each side like this. I had ordered this a long time ago, like a year and a half or more. This ribbon, Dr. Suess ribbon, on, I think it was eBay or something, and it's really hard to get, it was at that time, to get a hold of, and so maybe it's easier now, but anyway, because Dr. Suess is very popular. So what I did is I made my ribbon, and this is not the easiest ribbon to deal with. I would make it differently now, I think. But anyway, so I glued it on both sides, and I left a lot of space so you could really make that hat move for her head to fit inside of it. This is the inside of the hat. And glued it all the way up to the top, as you can see. And then with her, this is a dress that I had bought from probably Mikhail or Eva.Ross, and I don't know that Eva's selling, it's a mother-daughter team of sewers, doll clothes sewers, but I don't know that Eva's sewing right now. But anyway, I have leggings that look like this as well. So I was going to make a third outfit, and I just got pooped. And so anyway, real quick, I made another ribbon, and then I had this existing ribbon from something. I don't know if I made this or if I took it off of something, and I went ahead and attached it. And then, so I don't damage the dress, all I did was pin it on there, because I might not want to keep this on the dress at all times. So and then what I did was made her a little pair of like leggings, and these were out of, you can see, socks, because you can see the little, see right there, you can tell that they're socks. So I snipped off just a tiny bit of the toe, and then I cut these socks out. Well, I did. No, maybe I didn't cut this part. This might have been the whole bottom part of the sock. It probably was. These I cut off of the heel, I think, and I had to actually trim these, as you can tell, and you can either stitch those up or hot glue them. I ended up hot gluing them. And then these I didn't. This is the whole sock. So these were a small sock, child sock. And then I went back, and I always hot glue everything so that my things don't, that's my like sealer. Some people use a seam sealer, but I just use hot glue. And then she has undies. She has purple undies on. And then I I took a piece of ribbon and put it around the top, not so tight that you can't get these on and off, but so, you know. And then I made a little ribbon, little bow. So that's her ensemble. And the hat does stay on, but it doesn't, it doesn't really, let's see if I can get she looks so cute, doesn't she, with her little ponytails? This is the first time I've had her in ponytails. Usually Mei Ling wears pearls and polka dots, so this is real different for her. Really different for her. So I like that ribbon in the back, though. I really like that accent there. So the hat does fit. See, it just is. It's kind of top heavy. There we go. See, it fits. It's just kind of top heavy because it's so tall. I think if I had cut it down a little bit to maybe here.